Times Square bombing suspect Faisal Shahzad has been talking to investigators now for several days. He shows no signs of stopping despite being read his rights. California Congresswoman Jane Harman chairs the Homeland Security Subcommittee on Intelligence. Thanks so much for joining us. I know you've been briefed, you've been on the Hill getting all sorts of classified information, but let's talk about the fact that he's been given his Miranda warnings. He's still talking. We don't know what his connections are to some of these interlocking groups, including the Pakistan Taliban. But what about Joe Lieberman now proposing that we revoke the citizenship, amend a 70-year-old law, and revoke the citizenship? That was a World War II law.
Well, the statute on the books gives us adequate ability to revoke his citizenship if he is proved guilty. I think the idea of revoking it before he's even charged doesn't make any sense. This is a naturalized American citizen, and the process is working in terms of getting information from this man. Let's understand that there is a public safety exemption to Miranda warnings. The Supreme Court decided that in a case after it decided the Miranda case, and that public safety exemption was invoked by a very talented interrogation team that was interrogating Shahzad. And then sometime later, I don't know exactly what the time period was, they decided to Mirandize him. He waived his rights and he continued to talk. We are getting valuable, actionable intelligence information from this man. And by living our values, we're encouraging communities in America whose vigilance we need to come forward and turn in their sons and daughters or whatever, warn us about people in their midst because they know they'll be treated consistent with the law. So I think this is a win-win that's going on now. Something might occur that I would disagree with, but right at the moment, it was vigilant, disabled Vietnam vets who found the smoking car, and what has happened since then, more or less, has been extraordinarily skilled, both law enforcement craft and intelligence craft.
Congresswoman, this incident at JFK, which turns out, according to our reporting, to be a false positive on the no-fly list, so that Emirates plane is proceeding down the runway and can take off for Dubai. But we know what happened with the Shahzad case. We know that he was on the plane, how he got on that plane. The airline did not check against the watch list, so it was Customs and Border Patrol that finally did catch him in time. But I was talking to Michael Chertoff yesterday, whom you know very well, the former Homeland Security Secretary, and he said that it has now been 2 years since they first started arguing with the airlines, fighting the pushback from the airlines on this, and that it really won't be till the end of this year that that system gets updated. Why has it now been updated to a 2-hour lag time? Why in this computer age isn't it instantaneous?
Well, the TSA, Transportation Security Administration, has mandated the 2-hour rule. Airlines must update their databases every 2 hours. Obviously, instantaneous makes more sense, but we are now instituting something called Secure Fly, which will be instantaneous and will make certain that this guy's...
It won't be instituted until the end of this year.
I find the way we implement technology at the federal level frustrating too, but we're working on this. And if I were an Emirates airline check-in desk person, you know what I would do? I would check immediately if someone was paying cash what was on the no-fly list. And I think we're going to catch a lot more people sooner. And let's understand that the layered system did work. The CBP people found his name on the manifest. They forced the plane to turn around, and even if it had been up in the air, as Secretary Eric Holder, Attorney General Eric Holder told us, we have authority to turn that plane around and bring it back. I'm not saying the system worked perfectly, but we got the guy. And this is a very good story. And other good stories like Zazi, who was about to use peroxide bombs allegedly on the New York subways, and David Headley, who was casing in Mumbai and abroad. These people were apprehended, and our system of law is working to incarcerate them and convict them.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Jane Harman, today on the Hill.